Let's get on Tidal real quick. Show me how you want it.
Gonna be that motivation for me. Cause I done called ahead and made a reservation for two. The way I link it, get it wetter for me. Cause I'm about to fuck around and
Yo, what's up, everybody? I go by Smash Gordon. I produced a record for Eddie White. It's called Joyride. And I pretty much just want to go through how I made it and how I put it all together. So let's get started. So the first sound that I found when I was working on this beat was just a vocal sample, which is this one here.
I hope you like me as more than just a friend.
When I found it, I knew it was A minor, so I started working around those chords. The first progression that I came up with were this sound from Omnisphere, and it sounds like this. So once I had that, that was pretty much gonna be the chord progression throughout the song. So once I had that laid down, I wanted to layer it with some atmosphere sounds to give it a little bit of movement in the background so it wouldn't sound so dry. So the next thing I added, I found these bells that I really liked. I wanted to be just kind of like single notes over the chord progression. So pretty much with those three sounds, this is what we got so far. So once I had that, I definitely wanted more atmosphere in the back. I like my beats to sound big, you know what I'm saying? So I usually layer a lot of shit. So the next thing I added were these. So it's pretty much just hitting, you know what I'm saying? Whenever the chord changes, it's just hitting. So with those, this is what we got. So once I had that, I found this sound. It's kind of like I called it retro gaming. It's just reminding me like some old video game sound. It's a very basic sound, but it just added like a little bit of more flavor to what I had already. So at that point, I got, what's that, 5 sounds is what it sounds like. And then from there, I went ahead and added the bass line. For the bass, I filtered it, and then I also added a distortion to kind of, you know, make it more vibrant down low. And so this is the bass line by itself. So everything together at this point is what we got. So from here, I mean, it's starting to sound full, you know what I mean? But I wanted something else. Yeah, I was looking for some kind of vocals to kind of go playing throughout the beat in the background. So I found this sample here, played by itself. So pretty much everything we got so far is what it sounds like. It's no drums yet. So that's pretty much where we at so far. And then when it comes to the drums, pretty much I usually start out with a snare, just to kind of get the tempo of the beat going. So this was the snare that I used. That snare was actually sounded like this, but that was a little too high for what I was looking for, so I went ahead and pitched it down. So it's a little like a deeper snare. I also layered it with a clap. But it doesn't hit on every snare hit, it hits on every other, you know what I'm saying, just to give it a little variance. So with those two sounds is what we got right here. And I added a lot of reverb on the clap just to make it sound bigger. So once I had that, I found it was a loop. This is what those sound like. So with the snare, the clap, and that little loop is where we at. So then after that, I went ahead and found some hi-hats that I thought fit perfectly. This is where we at right now. And then from there, I added the kicks. I like to layer my kicks. Usually, not so often you find one kick that's just perfect. I like to layer them. In this particular case, these are the two kicks that I use. This one and this one here. So I layered them together to give it more of a bigger sound. So far, with the kick, this is what we got for the drums. Once I added everything, this is what we sound like right here. So that's pretty much like the core of the beat. There was a part in here that I wanted to switch it up a little bit. There's a part that kind of picks up, it's a little more energetic in the song. So I changed the melody from one of the bells that I initially had, and I just changed the pattern. So it sounds like this. And in that change up, I wanted the drums to sound different. So what I did was, I left everything the same except for the kick. I just changed the kick pattern. So that's pretty much the whole beat right there. The only one thing that sample that I initially told you about, I added it in at the end. This is probably my favorite part of the beat. So there you have it, man. That was the whole beat. It's a total of about 12 instruments, 12 tracks. And thank you to Eddie. When he heard the joint, and he just went in the studio and he killed it. So I appreciate him for coming through. So there you have it, man. That's Joyride. Eddie White, produced by Smash Gordon.
Gonna be that motivation for me. Cause I done called ahead and made a reservation for two. The way I lick it, get it wetter for me.